Well, good afternoon, everybody. Thanks for joining us on the phone for our September Fireside chat. Appreciate you taking time to be there. It sounds like we've got 5 or 6 folks on the phone today. Thanks for joining us. As usual, we are recording this Fireside chat from a streaming standpoint, so it'll be posted up to YouTube as soon as we're done. I would remind folks on the phone to please mute your phones so that we don't have any background noise for those that may be viewing the recording later. So please do that now. And then when we have questions, certainly you'll be able to unmute and ask questions. So welcome. We've got a fairly full agenda today. I'm not going to run through every aspect of the agenda in advance of the chat, but we're going to be talking about a very important aspect of our camping operations, and in particular our camping strategic plan. We'll get some program updates, Jamboree 2017, activities at the council level, some community service that we're doing at a very high level. Properties, certainly the Jubilee for 2016 coming right around the corner. University Scouting, some fundraising topics, as well as STEM, science, technology, education, and math. Of course, membership updates, since we're in the middle of our membership campaign right now. Show and tell with Sheila, which is always anticipated with great gusto and excitement. But we'll go ahead and get started off with Lisa Russell is going to give us an update on our camping strategic plan, which you can expect pretty regularly. So Lisa?
Well, in the month of August, we did a presentation of this new camping strategic plan to the board. And as you know, with the strategic plan, that's exactly spells it out for you. That's what it is. It's looking forward to the future of the camping operations of the Mid-America Council. So what we've done so far is put some very detailed descriptions of what we're going to do over the next 3 years particularly, but really 3 to 5 years as far as promotion of our camps and camping operations throughout the council. So they have very specific dates as to how many times we're going to do direct mailings to our families, when we're going to go reach out to them, and how many times per year they should expect to have a personal touch from our team out to each of our leaders, and then also out to our families, so they have actual direct contact with them. There's a schedule for usage, or next step would be usage goals for our camps, for budgetary goals for those properties, and just how much our camp properties are being used and what they're being used for, and set ourselves some very concrete goals for what we expect of those properties. We want to make very clear, clean decisions when it comes to our camping operations, and really turn this ship around. You know, we have really beautiful facilities, we have lots of great families, we put on a wonderful program, but putting it all into one great big package so that we're offering the best that we can offer. It's kind of just time to strategically look overall at the entire program and see where we can make improvements and hold ourselves accountable to our families and also to our board of directors as far as how much we spend and how much we bring into the council and how much our families really feel they're getting unparalleled experiences from this team. So we will start sharing with you monthly what our details goals are. For instance, last month, one of the goals was to have all the promotional materials for 2016 for both camping operations for Cub resident and Boy Scout resident camp, for our TSHAB High Adventure program, and for camp staff recruitment, to have all those brochures, schedules set, and brochures out and ready to our families by program kickoff in the month of August. And that strategic plan item has been met for 2015. That goal will remain for 2016 and 2017. We want to have our plan for the following year. By the time you're leaving camp at the end of summer, the goals for the next year or the promotion materials for the next year are set. So just one example of something that you can expect to hear from us each month on the Fireside Chat. I think that's it. The next thing is a program update from Mike Ivano and Christine Salisbury.
Great, thank you, Lisa. Well, we are, as Lisa said, we are moving on promotion for our 2016 camp season. And so, of course, I want to give you just a couple quick updates on the Cub Scout camping side of things. First of all, just a reminder, and we mentioned this last month, but we are getting closer and closer to our October Cub Haunted Weekend out at Little Sioux Scout Ranch. So you want to mark your calendars for October 24th and 25th. This is going to be out at Little Sioux, and it's going to be a great time. This event is just really the kickoff to our 2016 theme season, which is CSI, Cub Scout Investigators. So you can not only look forward to really a preview of what you'll expect to see at our summer resident camps, but also, of course, it being the Halloween season, we will have lots of ghosts and ghouls, costume contest opportunities, snacks, different kind of fall festival sorts of games. So it should be a great experience for everybody who comes out. So check that out on the website. It's on the Mid-America Council calendar, and don't miss this event because it should be a great time out at camp. I also want to put in a reminder that from now up until the end of the year, you can go online and reserve a spot for our 2016 Cub Resident Camp season out at Little Sioux. You can reserve a spot right now for just $50. Go online to gocubcamping.org, where you will find the information on overnight resident camp. And by clicking the Register Now button right there at the top of the page, it'll redirect you over to our 2016 dates. You can choose the session for your den or pack and actually put in your reservation today. That system will be live through the end of the year, and then starting January 1st, we will open up full registration where you'll put in the individual scout information. But this is a great way to let us know that you are planning on coming out to our 2016 Cub Scout Resident Camp season. With that, I want to turn things over to Christine Salisbury, who's going to talk a bit about Boy Scout Resident Camp. Christine.
Hello. A few things for Camp Cedars. Like Mike was saying, as far as registration is open, we do have many troops already registered for this next summer, 2016. But your troop, make sure you log on and register as well. As Lisa was talking about the strategic plan that we've put together, over the next couple months, we are reaching out to all the troops. If you've already registered, if you came to camp last year but just haven't made your registration for this next summer, or if you just haven't been out to Cedars in the last couple of years, we're reaching out to all of you guys to make that personal connection and understand where you guys are camping. So don't be afraid when you guys get a phone call from us, and we just want to better educate you guys as far as what Camp Cedars offers as Boy Scout Resident Camp. One thing that I do want to mention that we're doing new is Square. So Square is our online retail store. So this Camp Cedars t-shirt, I'll try to back up, is one new t-shirt that we put together this last summer. We have a water bottle here as far as promoting Cedars. There's two colors as well. As it's getting kind of warm for this fall season, you may want a vest. So this is our Camp Cedars vest as well. We have this in jackets. If vests are not your style, and not just specifically Camp Cedars attire. There's also many Little Sioux items as well that will be available. So the website that you're going to go to is this. That is online, mkt.com/Mac Trading Post. So be sure to check that out. Over the next week or so, we'll have all this fun attire that you guys can purchase. Currently, we have all of our camp patches from this last summer, both Little Sioux, Camp Cedars, and also a few high adventure things that you can check out there. So speaking of high adventure, we have the Philmont Scout Ranch Chief Ranger coming up to Omaha. He's going to come up and talk specifically to leaders about how to better prepare to get your troop out to Philmont. So he's going to come out October 20th or 21st and meet here at the council office from 7 to 8. So check on the council calendar for more details specific to that. And then I will pass it off to Scott, and he will talk about Jubilee, or not Jubilee, Jamboree.
All right, thanks, Christine. Just to keep it on the front burner here, we do have the 2017 National Scout Jamboree coming up in the summer of 2017 at the Summit Bechtel Reserve in West Virginia. It should not be a surprise, as we've talked about this the last few months on the Fireside chats. But I do want to make sure you're aware that registration is still live and open for youth to now register and pay their deposits. So far, we have youth from Soaring Eagle and Wagon Wheel districts that have paid deposits and are right now waiting for their troop assignments. And interviews for adults going with our contingent do start this week. We have a few days this week and a few days next week where we will be starting to interview our adult candidates. And I do know there are many adults out there that are still saying they would like to go with our Jamboree contingent, but have not yet put in their interest form so we can set up their interview to be a part of our 24 adults that we get to send with our 6 troops. So if you are one of those best of the best adult leaders out there in your unit or in your district and would like to be one of our 24 leaders assisting our kids as they travel from here out to Washington, D.C., and ultimately to the Jamboree at the summit, please put those interest forms in soon so we can get you set up with an interview. And once we decide those leaders, we'll certainly see a lot more youth signing up once the adults are out there in force in our active promotion for the Jamboree again in 2017. Now I'll turn it back over to Mike Ivano for council activities.
Awesome. Thank you, Scott. Well, as we were talking camping, of course, we have a ton of things going on between now and that October haunted weekend. So if you've got a free weekend, we can certainly fill it with something exciting. First coming up here is September 19th, this coming Saturday. We've got our fishing derby out at Camp Eagle. That is one of 2 fishing derbies we ran this fall. The first one last month was out at Little Sioux. It was a great time, and so we're doing it again, but this one is out at Camp Eagle. Information is on the council calendar, and I'll kind of show you more about that here in a moment, but should be a lot of fun. It's an afternoon event, just kind of 10 o'clock to 2 o'clock, and lunch is provided as well. Should be a great time. Next after that, September 26th, we've got our Cabela's Adventure Day. This is certainly one of the most popular activities that we do on a Saturday for Cub Scouts specifically, all ages. Tigers through Webelos will have a chance to come out to Chalco Hills and learn a bunch of stuff, participate in a bunch of camp type program, and get a few achievements knocked off for all ranks. We've got achievement-based activities out there for everything. Tigers through Webelos, and those of you who are in Webelos 2, you will have a chance to complete some of the older activity pins, which will still count toward rank advancements. So just a ton of fun out there at Chalco. This is one of the biggest events we do for Cub Scouts as a day event. And then finally, our Monster Bash, October 31st. That's here at the Scout office, and that's going to be a 1 o'clock to 4 o'clock event, and it's a great opportunity for kids to get dressed up early on Halloween. Come out to the Scout Center, do some activities, complete some crafts. Maybe we'll have kind of a ghost shooting gallery set up like we did last year, and of course there might be a little bit of candy for everybody. So a great family-friendly event. Bring siblings, whoever. It should be a lot of fun. We had a blast last year. Information on that and all activities are on our council calendar. And then finally, just a reminder to all of our activities-minded folks, we do have a quarterly meeting of all of the activities chairs from around the council, and that one will be coming up actually on September 22nd. It will also be here at the Scout office starting at 6:30. Rob Barrett, our council activities chair, has an agenda laid out for that, and look forward to some updates on council activities, looking to provide some support for district activities. And then what we want to do is provide all of our districts with resources to get a jump on their budgeting process for 2016 activities. So that's just a taste of what you can expect at our quarterly activities committee meeting on September 22nd, starting at 6:30. So now I've been asked to kind of touch on a couple other important activities that we do throughout the year. One of them is onboarding activities. Now, if this idea is not familiar to you or you haven't heard much about this, look into it and talk with folks within your district, specifically the membership folks that work on recruitment throughout August and September. But the basic concept of an onboarding event is really to help bring the brand new scouts that we've recruited here in August and September into an activity that's going to fulfill that promise that we make during boy talks and recruitment events. We talk to a lot of kids about how they're going to have fun shooting bows and arrows and building rockets and going on hikes and experiencing all the things that we know is a big part of scouting. but sometimes it takes them a few months to get out to our Cub Family Weekend, for instance, or even get out to camp to see some of this stuff. And so within each district, we are hoping that every district is offering a free opportunity for those brand new kids to come out and see firsthand what scouting looks like right after they've been recruited. So as activities folks, those of you who are engaged in maybe putting together your camporees at the district level or your Cub Scout Pinewood Derby at the district level, if you haven't heard much about your district's onboarding event, I urge you to get in contact with your membership chair in your district or your district executive themselves and maybe offer to pitch in. Offer to run a station or promote your upcoming activities through these onboarding events. It's a great way not only to build attendance at your activities, but also a great way to show these new families that scouting has just a ton to offer them throughout every month of the year. And then the second thing I was asked to do is actually to give a basic run through on how you can locate and register for events right through the Mid-America Council website. So I'm going to cut over, I'm going to step aside and we're going to cut to the screen here. We'll bank our fire here for a moment. And I first would direct everyone to just the basic Mid-America Council website. That is mac-bsa.org. Now, if you're watching this right now, you probably know where this website is because this is probably where you linked to this video from. Mid-America Council, mac-bsa.org. Great website with a lot of resources. I would then call everyone's attention, if you can see the pointer, to the calendar section. It's the second tab in, right there. When you click on that, it takes you to our calendar, and that calendar is always up to date with everything going on within the council, and it will default to the current month. So in this case, we're in September. And if I scroll down a couple weeks, we're going to get to the weekend of the 19th, where you can see a lot of different things are happening. I want to specifically highlight the Fishing Derby here, Fishing Derby 2015. Just by clicking this, it's actually going to take me to a new window, which shows me all of the details on the 2015 Fishing Derby. Now, as I mentioned, we had two different locations, one at Little Sioux and one at Camp Eagle. The Little Sioux one down here on the right-hand side is actually past, but you'll see Fishing at Camp Eagle is live, and you can click this register button on the far side. You can also click the register button from the very top of the page. It'll take you to the same place. When you click register, it's going to bring you to that landing page, and the first question that it asks is how many of each type of participant are you bringing? So in this case, we're going to just be a basic scouting family, and we're going to have one Cub Scout youth and one adult. And once you've filled in those two boxes from the drop-down options, you can click register now, and this is where they start to gather a lot of the key information on this site. As a registration contact, you just need to enter in your first and last name and an email address. And that will start your registration. From there, it basically walks you through every piece that you need. I'm going to be from a Cub Scout pack, and I'm going to arbitrarily choose a pack. Now, this screen can look kind of complex, but it's pretty straightforward. Each of these registration types is going to ask you for some more information depending on the kind of activity. As you can see, there's a caution sign here saying that this one needs attention. Luckily, because I am the registration contact person as the attending adult, I don't need to update anything else because in this case, I've already provided it with the necessary information. My youth attendee needs a name. We'll call him Bob. And a scout rank, because the event may provide special opportunities for certain grades. And as a wolf, they're going to be in 2nd grade. And at this point, this is all this registration, this event is requiring. Resident camp or other camping events may require other details of the scouts and of the adults to complete their registration. So make sure that you click on each attendee to make sure that you've gotten all of the information filled in. You'll see once I interacted with those 4 boxes, this turned into a check mark over here, and that means all required attendee information has been completed. I can click forward to summary and see all of the pertinent information there. As this is a $5 per person event, you'll see that it requires a balance of $10. Here's all of the information that I've filled in and making sure that it's all correct. And then the third button along there, which you saw the red arrow pointing to it, that is our checkout button. And if you follow your red arrows, you're going to be basically walked through all of the steps for registration. First, of course, you need to read through the policies for payment and check the applicable box. Then it gives you all the billing information and eventually gives you the various options for payment. So since this was an example, I'm not going to go ahead and feed my credit card information in to provide to all of you, but this is basic. Go ahead and hit the lights. This is the basic process that we follow for every registration here in Mid-America Council. We use the 24/7 scouting system here, the scouting events system that you just saw, and it is step-by-step, very simple and straightforward. As always, you can contact Scouter Services here at the office or come in person if you're having problems with the system or you have any questions. But generally, you should be able to complete all of your registrations online just by visiting our calendar. So again, any questions, please direct them to Scouter Services, call the office here, or visit us here at the office in person. With that, I'll turn it over to Lisa for some service project updates.
Hi there. If you came to the last Jubilee, you probably heard a little bit about Soles4 Souls, which is a nonprofit organization that the Boy Scouts of America has partnered with, where they bring shoes to used shoes. They take them and give them to individuals in need in third world countries. They use every part of that shoe, from either selling them, there's even an entrepreneurial side to it, or even just grinding down the soles to be used for other projects. But their motto of this company, Soles4 Souls, is that everyone in the world deserves a good pair of shoes. And we all know that is the truth, something that we all take for granted. They say that in America, the average, they say person, but you could probably say females, has an average of 33 pairs of shoes in their closet that they don't even wear, that they don't use, and they could donate. So we're ramping up our partnership with them, and we did a little trial run this last week. On Friday, we partnered with Gallup organization, and we held had a truck down at their Riverfront campus and then out at one of their call centers, and we collected shoes from them, put out the word, and they brought them to us. And we collected over 400 pairs of shoes that we will now bring to Soles4 Souls for them to use and make good throughout the world. So you're going to see a lot more of this as the year goes on and years to come. Definitely for Jubilee 2016, it'll be a big push. But pretty much every activity we do, we're going to see if we can pull that together, because everybody has shoes, all ages, all kinds, all sizes, that they could bring and donate and help out someone in need. The next thing I'm going to talk about is properties. I gave kind of a lengthy report the last couple of months, but just a little bit of updates is, let's start with Little Sioux. The shower restroom facility has broken ground. It's going to be located about halfway between the admin building and the East Shelter, so the East Cabin. So halfway between there, right off the road, a great central location that'll be used right there across from the obstacle course. And for those of you who come to Cub Resident Camp, yes, it's right by where the water slide, the slip and slide is at. So you can be right next to it. Let's see what else. We received a grant for Little Sioux to build a new nature trail. It'll be about a mile-long trail, low impact, so that anybody can do it, from our little Cub Scouts with their little legs to our staff that would have to do it multiple times in one day, to grandparents and parents that would maybe not be able to do some of our harder trails in the Luss Hills, but this one would be much lower, much easier to maneuver. Preliminary ideas are for it to start behind the North Shelter, swing around up near the Hope Trail, and that could be added to it if you were so inclined to climb up the Hope Trail. Otherwise, you'd cut across the North Valley and then come on down the other side of the valley, and you would come out of the trail right by the chapel. So it'll be marked with, our foliage would be marked, and with mileage, and also with the types of foliage. And I think it'll just be, it's going to be a neat little project and really a great improvement for Little Sioux, but also for Cub Resident Camp. let's see. Let's over to Covered Wagon. We have 3 of the buildings are completed for shelters. We have a 4th that we're looking at probably going to bid in January and have construction start in the spring of 2016. You've heard a lot about that building. A couple other projects going on is next week, very exciting, are the kitchenettes at the cabins at Eagle are being remodeled. So that is a neat project. It'll be done in just a couple of days. And when each of those cabins, all 4, will have new refrigerators, new ovens, countertops, sinks. That whole corner over in the kitchenette area will be completely redone at all 4 cabins next week. So look for that if you've made a reservation. You get to go out and use those facilities. The other thing the Properties Committee is very concerned about right now is the bottom of Eagle that road has great erosion issues, and they're really working to do some improvements to that and quickly, because that needs some attention. So we have a fishing derby out there this week, and we want to make sure that people are being able to maneuver that road, and just overall just asset preservation, make sure that we are not getting caught on the back end of an issue. The final thing I'm here to talk about today is Jubilee 2016. Last month we rolled out who our leadership team is of volunteers. Now the staff knows their responsibilities, from every single person knows what their job is. So they are out actively looking for their volunteer counterparts. So if you're somebody who likes to be involved in unparalleled experiences, if you love Jubilee and you want to be a part of the biggest party that we throw every 2 years in the Mid-America Council, answer that call when they reach out to you and ask you to be a part. There's any kind of role you can think of, from concessions to camping and operations, accommodations, to safety, health, etc. So there's, no matter what you like to do, there's something for you at Jubilee 2016. We're really excited. They're a very excited group of individuals, and we look forward to it. It'll be here before we know it. Registration will go live on October 15th of 2015. So just, we're a little under a month away, or a month away from tomorrow, and we're looking forward to that. So thanks. We'll see you at Jubilee, October of 2016.
All right, thanks, Lisa. Now, just give you a quick update on the University of Scouting for 2015. Many of you are probably about to receive an email here in the next couple days, given the initial announcement of the registration being live for University of Scouting. This year, it is on Saturday, November 7th. It's the first Saturday of November, and the location has changed based on what it's been the past few years. If you've been before, you know it's been in Boys Town. This year, it will be held at Bellevue University, down in Bellevue, Nebraska, just south of the Omaha area. A couple changes this year. The fee for University of Scouting is $20 until October 1st, and lunch is included. So there's not the extra fee anymore for the added lunch offering. There are 108 different classes to choose from. But whether you're a leader in Cub Scouts, Boy Scouts, venturing, or in a district position, there are plenty of classes for you to be able to choose from that are interest, anything from building up your skills with either outdoor cooking or knot tying, to learning more about Cub Scout programs, some of our outdoor camping opportunities, or high adventure opportunities at our national high adventure bases. There are plenty of classes there for you. Also, with the move from Boys Town, we now have the opportunity to have youth back at the University of Scouting. So there is a Den Chief training offering for some of those Boy Scouts out there that are registered Den Chiefs, and assisting with some of those Cub packs. So we hope they come out to be formally trained as a Den Chief. You should be aware that classes are limited in their capacities. So if you have your heart set on taking a specific class, be sure to register early so you can get yourself in that class. Registration is live and has been live for about a week now. And we do have many registrations already, so some of the classes are filling up quicker than others. So if you know you're going to be coming to University of Scouting later this fall, please go ahead and register soon. And that's it. This year's theme is, I don't know. I don't remember. It's something very awesome, I'm sure. But University of Scouting, again, on Saturday, November 7th at Bellevue University. Now I'll turn it over to John Pelletier with some news from our development department.
All right, thank you, Scott. A couple notes about our Investment in Character campaign, the Council's annual giving campaign. Currently, the family side, where we go to packs and troops and ask for families who are involved in scouting to support us financially, is at 99.8% of this year's goal. We are $1,002 away from a goal of $404,000. So if you have not had the opportunity to give, or you're getting ready to plan for your holiday giving, your year-end donations, we can definitely use the support. get us over goal. There's always needs for the money here in the scouting program, so please consider supporting us if you haven't, or supporting us again if you have. 4 of our districts this year have achieved both their family and community campaign goals, exceeding their total number needed. So I'd like to congratulate Goldenrod, Owanasi, Soaring Eagle, and Thundercloud districts, who all have exceeded their goals this year. That's great stuff. We are already starting to put together the plans for our 2016 campaigns. We'll be hosting trainings for our family presenters, those who go out and talk about the campaign, as well as our unit hosts who organize everything inside each pack and troop. Those trainings will be held in December and January, depending on the district. If you're interested in participating, being a part of the campaign leadership, definitely reach out to your district executive. We can always use more assistance on the campaign to make it more successful. So that's the highlights on the investment in character campaign. And now I'll turn it over to Erin Glidden to talk about our product sales.
Thank you. It's almost time for popcorn. Popcorn will be delivered this week, and then distribution for pre-order is on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, depending on what district you're a part of. So if you are a part of Lewis and Clark, War Eagle, PLS, Trailblazer, or Owanasi, your distribution is on Thursday. And then Diamond Dick is having theirs on Friday. And then Goldenrod and Thundercloud is a Friday, Saturday. Soaring Eagles is on Saturday. Wagon Wheel is on Saturday. And so is Twin Lakes. Your district colonel will be getting a hold of you if you haven't already gotten your time slot for when to pick up your product. And it will also be in this week's Colonel Journal. So if you're not getting this beautiful looking email, you can email 326popcorn@scouting.org, and we will make sure we get you signed up for our Colonel Journal. It's got our best information. It's the easiest way we can contact all of our units in the middle of the sale. We have Valas coming up a week from Friday, and then our sale starts not this Saturday, but next Saturday. So make sure you're not selling ahead of time, just to give everybody the same even playing field. That's kind of what we have for popcorn. It's getting ramped up, and we're almost ready to go. And then I met with the program team after our last Fireside chat, and we got some things nailed down for camp cards for 2016. So for Jubilee, if you want to go to Jubilee for free with that camp card incentive, it will be the 40 camp cards like it was last year. Cub Camp will be 80 cards. Boy Scout Camp will be the 180. And then new this year for TSHAB, if you want to go to TSHAB for free with that camp incentive, it will be 220 cards. So remember, with that, the unit gets the 250 commission for every card, plus the boy would get the free camp incentive if they hit those levels. And we will be able to get you signed up for camp cards in December, January timeframe. So just be on the lookout for that. I don't know who goes next. Oh, Michelle will be next. So I have 2 topics that I'm going to talk about. I'm going to finish with the program side of things and just do a recap on STEM, and then I'll transition into membership. So I'm kind of doing a follow-up on a handout that was given in the August program kickoff, but just to make sure that those that are new parents, or kind of you're maybe new in the position that you're in, the Boy Scouts NOVA program incorporates learning with cool activities and exposure to science, technology, engineering, and mathematics for the Cub Scouts, Boy Scouts, and venturing. The hope is the requirements and activities for earning these awards stimulates interest in STEM-related fields and shows how science, technology, engineering, and mathematics apply to everyday living and the world around them. The counselors and mentors help bring this engaging, contemporary, and fun program to life for our youth members. So the NOVA Awards, there are 4 of them for the Cub Scouts, Weeblo Scouts, Boy Scouts, and Venturers, and each award covers one component of the STEM field. So in our Scout shop here, we have the handbooks, but I also want to make sure everyone's aware of a great resource website, and that's scouting.org/STEM. And on there, you can download all of the program requirements, including the updates that incorporate the adventures that are related to the STEM field. So please let me know if you have any questions along this way. We will be having some activities coming along throughout the council, not to mention everything that happens out at our camps. But in April, we'll be partnering with UNO and the Nebraska Science Festival and offering activities and courses at UNO's campus for our youth to participate in. So again, if there's questions about STEM or you have any concerns, please let me know. I am the staff advisor on that and can help walk you through any programs that you're doing. You can also do this as one-on-one. So as a parent, you can do this with your child if they're not participating or doing it as a group setting. The only time that incorporates into a counselor would be when you work on the NOVA award, or the supernovas. The last thing I'll cover is a little membership updates. We're heavy into our membership program right now and fall recruitment. So a few victories that are happening over the council. In our Exploring program, just last week, we had over 150 new kids enter in one day, and that was in a variety of 3 different programs. Our HDR program saw record numbers of about 75 kids new joining. Our Oanasi has had great success in Carroll, Iowa. More families have been recruited over there than last year. Diamond Dick and Schuyler, Nebraska, 50 new youth are being served. In Wagon Wheel, John Clark is only 64 youth away from hitting traditional growth for year end. They've had a great fall campaign already. Here in Lewis and Clark, our Minnelusa Omaha Public School here had 20 new families joined compared to just 1 last year. War Eagle had 20 at a sign up at Bryant Elementary School, and 25 new families for PAC 272 also in War Eagle. Goldenrod has also brought 50 new families just alone in the Blair area. So great successes out there in our membership area. The last thing is an update on rechartering training and turn-in dates. So what you're looking at is your October roundtables for every district to have training for rechartering. And then at your December, and some of them are November, roundtable dates are going to be when they're collected. So this template is here. It kind of line lists them all, but it's also going to be on the MAC calendar. So you can start to see who the key people are to turn them in, who's doing the training, the district commissioner or the trainer that will be there. And then again, like I said, the location, if you're not familiar with roundtables or you're new to it in your position and you are looking at doing rechartering for the first time. So definitely kind of approaching rechartering season. And I'll introduce Akia Sparkman up here. She's gonna kind of wrap up with membership initiatives and talk about our Aetna program here in the state of Nebraska that we have worked with our Cub Scout and Boy Scout membership.
Yay, Akia.
Hello, I'm here today to talk about Aetna Better Health in Nebraska, which was formerly known as Coventry. Offers a special benefit for kids through Boy Scouts. The Teddy Bear MD program will sponsor your child's annual Scout membership at no cost to you. Aetna Better Health will cover the cost of the annual membership for Cub Scouts, Boy Scouts, Exploring, and Venturing. Members will also get an annual Boys Life magazine subscription. To sign up with Boy Scouts through the Teddy Bear MD Kids Club, you need to be a current Aetna Better Health member of Nebraska between the ages of 6 through 16. Complete a Boy Scout registration form and be sure to write down that Aetna ID member number and turn it into the main office or mail it in. If you are not an Aetna member, you can register by contacting the following number: 1-888-784-2693. And I'll repeat that again: 1-888-784-2693. For all other questions, please contact Miss Mosley Brown at 402-995-7019. That is 402-995-7019. And I will turn it over to Sheila.
I think we're gonna have Mike jump back in quick.
Okay.
Thank you, Akia.
You're welcome.
Well done.
Sorry, everybody. I have to come back on because I had a terrible oversight during our discussion on activities and forgot to mention this exciting event. And that is Top Shot 2015, October 2nd through the 4th out at Little Sioux. hence the LSSR. We are going to have our shooting competition. This is the 3rd annual Top Shot out at Little Sioux. We're limiting it to 128 competitors. So if you haven't gone online to the calendar that I showed you earlier and registered for Top Shot, you definitely want to do that. The competitor slots are open to Boy Scouts and Venturers who meet just a couple requirements that are outlined on the website, but we also have open shooting happening for everybody from Cub Scouts through Boy Scouts and Venturing. So go online, check out that event, October 2nd through the 4th. It's going to be a great event. So that is all. Now I will hand it over to Sheila. Thanks, guys.
Show and tell with Sheila.
Hi, guys. It's great to be talking to all of you again this month. We have a lot of great things going on in the store. One of the things I want to remind you about is we do have our fall promotion, 10% discount. If you buy your full uniform, everything you purchase that day is 10% off. So it's a really great deal, and we have a lot of families taking advantage of it. I want to clear up a little confusion. Some people are confused about the belt loops being gone. The new program has adventure loops, so there still are being used belt loops, so your boys still need belts, especially now more than ever, because, oh, I'm really shorter, a little more, there, perfect. Because now they have all kinds of belt loops to put on their belts. So please remind everyone to pick up a belt when they're out getting their things for their uniforms. And 2 reminders, this Saturday I'll be in Columbus at their skating event, so come see me. I'll have a full uniform trading post there. And so far in October, I will be at the Fremont Roundtable with a full uniform trading post. So if you need any help there, you can call in and we can bring it to you. Now for some of the fun stuff that we have going on. Just a reminder for a lot of the leaders, we have, for the Cubbies, we have leather crafts and all kinds of fun little crafts. We have the bird houses in, and some of you have already been in picking those up, so remind you, everyone, that we have those available. We have a new game called Backcountry. It's a game where you're out and you're doing mapping and trying to find your way back. So it's kind of a survival game. We just got that in. We have another Saddler birdhouse. We also now have in bath wipes. So in case you're out camping and there's not always shower facilities, and we know how the boys love to shower anyway, we now have packets of bath wipes that they can take along. And this is the belt. Just again, a reminder to get the belt. And then we have a really special treat. We have a model modeling our youth-size Frog Togs. We had them in adult sizes. We now have youth. So you can see they fit very nicely. So please stop in and check those out. Thank you, Mike. And then we have Lisa modeling, because, you know, it's that time of year. We have all of the hydration packs in. So stop in and get your hydration packs for your fall hikes. What else can we say? But we have a lot of fun here, and you need to come in and see us. Thanks.
Wow, there you go. Okay, so good job. Thank you, Sheila. Once again, appreciate folks joining us online. Now's a chance for any questions that anybody may have, but I'm also interested for the 4 or 5 folks that are on the call today, since you took the time to call in. Are there any topics that you'd like us to discuss or address, and things that might be of interest to you? So I'll open up to questions, comments, true confessions, rumors that I can confirm or deny for you, and in particular, any topics you might be interested in hearing about in the future.
Eric, this is Tom Svoboda.
Hi, Tom.
Got a question for you today.
Sure.
Lisa started out with talking about the strategic camping plan. I want to know how that's incorporating district and even PAC or troop activities into the whole concept of camping. There's always too many events that take part in. How are you looking at tying those things all together?
Yeah, and I may have Lisa come up too, but at this point, we're working at a very high level in terms of our resident camping program. So you've got the Cub Scout resident camping program out at Little Sioux, and you've also got the Boy Scout resident camping program out at Cedars. We're also incorporating into this strategic plan the Tri-State High Adventure base and how that will grow and evolve over the coming years. As far as activities go, in terms of fall camporees, dad and lads, moms and me's, those types of things that are being put on by the districts. Those are actually activities. They're not actually considered camping. So there's a big difference between the two. And we want to continue offering those Cub activities at the district level because oftentimes they're quick, they're easy, they're one-day type of things, maybe a 2-day type of thing. And we definitely want those because they add value and they help keep our kids in scouting, but they're not necessarily camping per se. Does that make sense, Tom?
That makes sense how you divided them up there. Yeah.
That's the work that this is Mike Ivano here. That's the work that the activities committee under the leadership of Rob Barrett is working on, kind of figuring out our own level of strategy and supporting districts and down to the unit level on how they put on and participate in those kinds of activities.
And an example, Tom, at a council level activity would be Jubilee. That's actually an activity not considered camping per se.
Okay, a lot of those activities, the Cub Haunted Weekend would be an activity and not a camping. The family camps you've had in the past, activities and not camping.
Yeah, the Haunted Weekend is actually a certified camping opportunity. So it meets all the criteria at a national level for it to be considered a resident camp. So we're working with the activities committee and we'll start communicating that clearer. These are standards that have been in place for years, Tom. It's just we're starting to actually follow them and live by them over the past 4 years, and it's slowly working its way out into the districts over time as we begin to educate people to process and standards that have honestly been in place for decades.
But I think overall, though, us having our operations in line 2 years minimum out helps the districts then plan their calendars, which then allows the units to plan theirs. And I think that's, we get a lot of feedback on that from everybody, from a parent to a leader, that we move our dates and it causes this catastrophic calendar issue that goes downhill. So I think overall with this plan is to get ourselves where we know when weeks are being offered for Cub resident camp, Boy Scout camps, any of those large items are set 2 years in advance so that people can really plan and get their calendars in line, and that we should not move our things, thusly not messing up the district calendar and not messing up the PAC's plans. So they can better plan their calendar using the ideal year of scouting. So
hopefully that helps, Tom.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks. Good question. Very important in terms of process improvement for sure. When you look at when something changes upstream, downstream, it could have tremendous effects. So we want to be conscious to that. Any other questions or comments or topics that you'd like to hear about in the future? Well, if nothing else, I hope that you'll share this YouTube video with other members of your PAC and your troop and your district committee, because in the very beginning, we had a very nice fire scene behind my head. Now we have an absolutely gorgeous forest scene. So I'm just waiting to see a Yeti run across the background, but I haven't seen that yet. So we'll see if we can get that in the future, just because that would be pure funny. Anyways, as usual, thank you for joining us. Appreciate everything that you do for Scouting and for the Mid-America Council as we continue to deliver unparalleled experiences for more youth with that emphasis on our Cubs, because that's where it all starts. So thanks. Have a great day. We'll see you on the Scouting Trail, and our next Fireside Chat will be Monday, October 5th. Be on the lookout for topics. Have a great day. Bye.